some mental and spiritual encouragement for you as the holiday season comes to its culmination. I'm Greg Gillispie, and today we talk with Dr. Mark Mayfield. I spoke with him recently. What is it about this season that you and your fellow Christian counselors see most in the people who come to you looking for a little encouragement or advice?
Well, when, throughout the year, we're able to set boundaries and kind of remove ourselves from maybe toxic or difficult relationships. But there's this expectation, especially in the United States. And a lot of times that creates anxiety. It re-stirs up possible traumas and different things like that. And so there's kind of that unsaid expectation that, just get through it, get over it, you'll be fine. And it's not that easy. There's a lot of things that come up for people. And I think we have to adjust our expectations sometimes that it's okay that it's not joyful and easy. And so how do we find ways to engage in life-giving community with people that get us and understand us? That's where church community is really good. That's why I really am a big proponent of small group communities and different things like that. The family that we choose sometimes is easier than the family that we're given, by birth at times. And so how do we foster those things? And then how do we set good boundaries with the family that we maybe are, expected to go back and see? Maybe instead of going for the weekend, I'm going to go for the night and then come home. Or I'm going to spend time with dinner, but I'm not going to go down those conversations of politics or religion or whatever that things might be that kind of create conflict and kind of keep it surfacey.
For people who are finding a blue Christmas, whether that's just general loneliness or that the traditions have had to change because of deaths in the family or dynamics are different, can you give us 2 or 3 steps that somebody might want to say, okay, there's 3 of those, I'm going to choose one. What are the things that are effective in helping us deal with the somber feelings that sometimes hit at the end of the year?
Well, I think it's one, recognizing what they are and where they're coming from and not feeling ashamed about them. I think a lot of times we try to ignore or run away or stuff those emotions. And I think just going, hey, this is what is happening right now. It's not bad. It's not shameful. I recognize maybe that I'm not the only one that feels that way. And then the hard part, though, I think, is taking that risk to go, I'm going to go show up to church on Sunday or on a small group, weekend or midweek study and go, I'm just going to put myself out there to engage in conversation and community, and then not putting the pressure on ourselves that's going to take care of the feeling. Really, the only way that those feelings are going to be healed is through, the power of the Holy Spirit and through our relationship with Jesus Christ. But a lot of times it has to be fostered through connection and relationship with other people too.
Mark Mayfield is with the American Association of Christian Counselors. One of the things you say that affects a lot of people is seasonal affective disorder, the lack of sunlight in this time of year, this far north above the equator.
Well, it's interesting. It's shocking that about 5% of adults in the U.S. experience seasonal affective disorder. And for many, it lasts, 30 to 40% of the year. And I think for the rest of us that see this or hear this, it seems pretty shocking. But most of the year, people are pretty good at hiding their loneliness. They are able to put on the character, if you will, in the public or in their relationships that everything's fine. But when time change happens and, we have shorter days and our circadian rhythms are off, it gets harder and harder to, maintain in secret. And so it comes out and it can affect people in their families and their work, at church, and just in their functioning.
The biology and the meteorology, there's a physiological issue as there's less sunlight. Short of all of us moving to the southern hemisphere this time of year, what are some things we can do to help prevent that physiological reality?
Well, I think one of the simplest things you can do actually is get something on getting a red light therapy. Red light is what the sun puts out, so that vitamin D boost. Blue light is what we get from our TV screens and our computer screens and our phones. Sometimes when we live in areas that are affected by kind of the dreary winter, maybe it's cloudy a lot of the time, we need that red light to help boost our circadian rhythm, our sleep-wake cycle. And so that's the best thing you can do. Is you can spend a lot of money on red light therapy, but all you really need is something as little as, the $15, $20 one that you put on your desk when you're doing work, or sit with you while you're eating dinner or something like that. And it really just helps our biology.
Dr. Mark Mayfield is the author of Loneliness, A Guide to Flourish in Community. He also develops other curriculum and is a pastoral counselor with the American Association of Christian Counselors. I'm Greg Gillispie, Family Life News.